Hi and welcome to this third video in the Introducing SharePoint 2010 video series on metadata in SharePoint 2010. My name is Björn and I am the author and editor of Understanding SharePoint Journal. And in this video, I want to show you how you set up content type subscription. And content type subscription is this feature that allows you to have all your content types stored in a single site collection, and then have other site collections subscribed to this the content types from that central storage or central repository of content types. So whenever you make changes to the central repository, it'll basically just propagate those changes to any site collection that's subscribing to those content types. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go into our site, our central administration, and create a new site collection here. So we'll just name this a hub repository, and then we'll just place it somewhere under sites. We'll call it HR, and then it doesn't matter what kind of template or definition we use here. Any site collection feature or any site collection will be able to serve as the central hub here. So I'll just create a team site, and we'll assign a site collection administrator like this, and we'll hit OK, and that will basically just create the new site collection for us. And of course, this content type subscription is a service in the service application, or the managed metadata service application. So we'll need to go into that service application later, and then just create or set up our subscription here. So we get our new site here. So we can just we'll open this in a new window, and then we'll go into our site settings here, and we'll go into our site collection features. And here you will see I have a content type syndication hub feature, and it's important to activate this before you actually assign this to be a content type hub, otherwise it won't work. So I'll just hit activate here, and once that's activated, we can now assign this site collection to be the central hub for our content types, at least for this service application. You can have multiple service applications for managed metadata. So at least for this service application, we'll basically just use this sample here. And to set up this service application, we'll go to manage the service applications here. And as you can see, I have a managed metadata service already set up, which is called my metadata here. And to set up our content type syndication, we'll go to first select the managed metadata service, and we'll hit properties, and then we'll scroll to the very bottom here, and we'll enter the URL for the content type hub that we just created. Then what I need to do is to set up the connection so that it'll actually provide those the content type for our service here. So we'll select the managed metadata service connection, and then we'll hit properties, and then we'll just say that we'll use this as the content type. That will consume the content types from the content type gallery at our new site here. So we'll hit OK now, and that's basically everything we need to set up in the central administration. So if we now go into our hub here, our site's HR site, we can go to site settings, and then we'll create a new. We can go into our site content types here. You can select any content type to be a subscription-based content type here. What I want to do is I want to create a new content type here. Earlier in the videos, we looked at setting up a managed metadata column for some products here. So what I want to do is I want to create a new a new content type, which will basically be a product image. Like this, I'll inherit from one of the digital asset content types, which will be an image, and I'll just leave this to be in a custom content type. Of course, you can add any kind of grouping you like. So we'll hit OK here, and then we'll add we can add a new column here to this content type. We want to add a column called products. I'll try to actually get this spelled the right way this time. So we'll name this column, and then we'll say that it'll be a managed metadata column. And that allows us to define which terms we want to use for this column. Of course, I'll browse down to organization, and I'll browse into products, and I'll select the products as the term set that I want to use for this column here. And then I'll also just hit OK, and that'll basically just now assign a metadata column to my content type so that I can create a product image and sort of tie that to any of the products that I have in my term store. Now, to set up publishing of this content type, we'll use the bottom link here, which is called Manage Publishing for this content type. And this allows you to specify whether or not this content type will be published to the hub service, through the Manage Metadata service. The only option available at first is to publish this. You can later you can retract it so that it's not available anymore to the other site collections. You can also republish if you made any changes that you want to make sure are propagated immediately. So for now, we'll just hit publish to make sure that this one is now available to other sites here. So this content type is now available. So if you go back to our top site here, as you can see, we're now at the SP 2010 Lab 01 top team sites. We can go into our site settings, and we can look at the content type publishing. You'll probably see now that there aren't any content types here already. And the reason for that is that the content type publishing or subscription hub, that's actually organized by a timer job. So if you want to propagate this immediately, you can go now into our central administration again. We'll go to monitoring, and then we'll check the job definitions here. We can find the content type hub and the content type subscriber timer jobs. So we can go into this now, and we can say run now. As you can see, this runs every 15 minutes, so it'll at least take 15 minutes or up to 15 minutes before your content types are available. We'll just hit run now, and that'll basically just take a couple of seconds. And then we'll also go into the subscriber service and say that we want to run this as well. So we just hit run now, and that'll update all the other sites that have content types, are subscribing to content types. So if you now go back into this, we'll go back into the content type publishing here. And once we refresh this page now, you'll see that we now have our product image available as a subscribed content type. And to check and to use this, we can now go into site settings. You can go into the site content types here. You can see now that even in the top site collection, we actually now have our product image. And of course, since this is it's a subscribed content type, there's only so much you can actually do here. As you can see, you can't add any new columns. You can't do all of the basic content type management stuff. That's because you need to do this in the central store or a central repository. So that's basically how you set up a content type subscription service. And if you want all the other videos, there are multiple videos available already on the SharePoint 2010 managed metadata. You can get your subscription to the Introducing SharePoint 2010 video series, which is available on SharePoint2010beta.com. That's SharePoint2010beta.com. And that's $14.95 for all the 6 issues and all the videos that I publish there as soon as they become available. And in the meantime, I hope to see you again, and I thank you for your time. Goodbye.